Hello everyone. Hi guys, Happy New Year. What I want to do in this video is I want to go over a little bit of terminology before we head into before we head into just some practice with polynomials. Because I feel like some people really forget what a polynomial is and what exactly it is in algebra, because you do these a lot in algebra, and if you do not know the definition of what a polynomial is, then that's kind of because that's kind of the foundation of before you put it into practice. So for example, if you don't know what a variable is, then you can't really you can't really say a lot about how to do all these algebraic problems, because you have to learn the definitions first. So this video is just going to focus on just learning the kind of just learning the basics of what exactly a polynomial is, a polynomial function. One of the things that I do want to mention to you guys is that and give me 1 second, guys, hold on, sorry. Okay, sorry about that, guys. So one thing that I do want to mention is that we've been doing polynomials in this within the last YouTube video. In the last YouTube videos, if you've been watching my YouTube videos, I've been doing polynomials. Linear equations are polynomials. Quadratic equations are polynomials. But now what we want to do is we want to go even higher in terms of how many terms do we have. So this first part here says, and this is from a textbook that I have, that I got the PDF from, and if you want to look at it, I will post the link of that down below. But so you see how basically this is how a polynomial, kind of the format of how a polynomial looks. Now, you don't have to memorize this whole thing. This is just trying to tell you that whenever we have any kind of polynomial, we usually write it in terms of in decreasing powers, or in decreasing degree rather. So you see how this is the leading term, and the degree would kind of be decreasing as you go on and on and on. And this is kind of just the basic form of a polynomial. Now, I do want to go over what a monomial function is, because there are types of polynomial functions that you do in this class, and so you have to know what each of them are. Now, I did put 3 types of polynomials functions are, and I forgot to put the other 2, but I want to go step by step. This was a typo on my end, sorry about that, guys. But so a monomial function, this is the first vocabulary term, is any polynomial with only one term. So that just means that we just have one term in our equation. So you can say things like f of x equals 2x, f of x equals 3x, f of x equals x, y equals x, and you can say like, oh, anything that's inside the function is a monomial. Doesn't matter the degree of it, it's a monomial function. Now, just like you learned in biology, about the types of, when you took, if you take biology or if you took biology in high school, you would have to learn like the parts of a cell, the parts of, kind of like the functions of how it works and everything, and kind of the, the parts of things basically. Well, in math, sometimes, I'm not saying all the time, but only sometimes, you have to know the parts of, especially with algebra, you have to learn what a variable is. You have to learn what an exponent is. You have to learn what the leading coefficient is. So this is what you've been doing, basically since, well, except for the variable part, because the variable part, we started learning variables in algebra. But when you did, for example, 6 cubed, 6 cubed and like 7 cubed, 2 squared, 5 squared, 5 to the first power, 5 to the 0 power, you learn that the very front number of that is your leading coefficient. So here, when we look at 6x cubed, we see that the leading coefficient here is 6. And we see that the exponent, which is the power, we also call it a power, it has a power of 3. That's what the exponent is. Here, the variable is x. The variable just means that it's a letter, okay? And I think I've said that in a few of my other videos. Whenever we say a variable, we mean like w, x, y, z, a, b, c, d, e, etc. So that's what it just means. The exponent is what goes on top of your variable, on the side. So any number that goes here is your exponent, and your leading coefficient is just whatever is in front of your x. Now, a binomial function is any function that, where you have, you basically have 2 terms, okay, in your equation. This can be any kind of, function where you can have, as long as you have only 2 terms, meaning that there's only a either subtraction or addition separating these two. So if we say f of x equals x cubed minus 4, we say this is a binomial because it has 2 terms. X plus 4, we say it's a binomial because it has 2 terms. 2x plus 7 is a binomial because it has 2 terms. As long as it has 2 terms. Now, if you say x plus y plus z, I'm thinking that would be a I don't really know if that's considered a trinomial or a binomial, or like x plus y, because I mean I'm not exactly sure about that one. However, any number that has, it doesn't matter the power as long as you just see 2 parts. So if I just kind of like write down here, here and here, these are your 2 terms. Okay, and let me actually change the color because I don't want to. So this one and this one, these are your 2 terms. Now, if we had a 3rd term, that would be different, because that's something, this wouldn't be a binomial if there was another number here, okay? And I'll get to that next. The 3rd type of polynomial function is called a trinomial function. So this is a function that does not have 1, not 2, but 3 terms in the equation. So like I said, we've been doing trinomial functions when we did quadratics, and we did, when we did even when we combine like terms, it would be, you know, for example, if you had 2x plus 1 plus 2, well, I think this is considered a trinomial because it has 3 terms. However, actually, no, it's not, because it has 2 common terms. 2 like terms is what they're called, a 1 and a 2. So this turns into 2x plus 3, and so this is a binomial. However, when we say 2x squared plus 3x plus 4 plus 5, this is considered, although we see that it has 2 common terms, we do see that it's a trinomial. Hold on, guys, I'm sorry. Hold on. Excuse me, hold on, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry, guys. There are people, like, I feel like every single, because literally, there's a hallway next to my room, so if you hear noise outside of my room, that's what it is. Anyways, I am so sorry about that, guys. Anyways, so like I was saying, if I go back to my PowerPoint here, so like I said, usually if you have anything, so don't be fooled if I say, oh, 2x plus 1 plus 5, is this a binomial or a trinomial? It's a binomial, guys. Do not be fooled by these two. Just because it has 3 different parts doesn't mean that it is a trinomial. Always look for things that you can combine. So this can be turned into 2x plus 6, so it is a binomial, okay? Let's see, what else? So, okay, so this last part here, it says if the number of terms is greater than 3, what we usually do, since it only goes, we say a monomial, a binomial, a trinomial. However, if it's more than 3, we usually just call it a polynomial. Now, one thing that I do want to keep in mind, you guys, is all of these are polynomials, okay? So they're just specific types of polynomials, if that makes sense. Like, it's not just because I say that this is a trinomial function, it doesn't take away the fact that it is a polynomial. These are types of polynomial functions, okay, guys? That's what I want you to keep in mind. And I don't know why it's red. It should be black. So yes, just please keep that in mind. Do not get confused with the idea that just because it is a trinomial or a binomial, it is not a polynomial. No. A monomial is a polynomial, a binomial is a polynomial, and a trinomial is a polynomial. Okay? I feel like maybe there are some people that got confused with that definition. Okay, so that kind of concludes the presentation for this. And so I hope that helps, guys. In the next video, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going over, over graphs of polynomial functions. Please let me know if these PowerPoint slides help. I usually would go over them when I do terminology. However, if I'm doing certain problems, specific problems, I will be using OneNote as my go-to for that. But for presentations like definitions and stuff, I'll be doing more with, I'll be doing PowerPoint. So I hope this helps, guys, and if you guys have any questions, please do let me know in the comments down below. Please comment, like, and or subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.